Hello everyone, welcome to Saurabh's classes. We are going to discuss another question further here. The question is about aggregate supply curve in classical and Keynesian model. So yes, we are going to discuss about classical model and its shape of supply curve as well as Keynesian model and its shape of supply curve. So to begin with, the basic difference between these two models is that classical economists consider that the price level and wages are flexible, whereas Keynesian economists argue that no, wages and price levels are not flexible, they are rigid. So that is the basic point, right? So for the classical economics, wages and prices are flexible, whereas according to the Keynesian, wages and prices are rigid. Now, let's begin with the classical model, okay? So we know that a supply curve means actually it shows the relation between price level and the real output level in the economy in ceteris paribus condition. Now, in classical model, our aggregate supply curve is vertical. What is the meaning? It means in the long run, the resources are always fully utilized and fully employed, and therefore if there is any further change in aggregate demand, that is increase in aggregate demand, then they cannot employ more inputs to produce more output, and that is why it will remain constant at the full output level, that is the real GDP is constant here, that is full employment level. Now, since it has reached its full employment level, means more inputs cannot be used to produce more output to maintain the demand. That is why there will be only increase in price without any increase in Y. So only inflation. That which means if this was the initial demand curve, so the equilibrium was here, that is at the full employment level YF output level, and the price is somewhere, let's say P1. Now, as I said, due to increase in demand, so the demand curve will shift to the right. Now this is my AD2. Now what happens here, since the economy is in at its full employment level, that is all the resources are employed fully and completely, which means in order to meet this demand, you cannot employ more inputs to produce more output and meet demand. So it will remain here at the same point without any change, but the price level will increase, that is causing inflation. So this is the reason that our aggregate supply curve in case of classical model is vertical. Now you will ask that this is long run. So what happens basically in short run? It is a generally upward sloping line. Why is it so? So in short run, when the aggregate supply curve is upward sloping, because in short run the resources are not fully employed, so there is always scope for using more inputs and employing them to produce more output to meet the demand. So as a result, in the short run, aggregate supply curve will be upward sloping, but as it reaches its full employment level YF, so then it cannot employ more inputs to produce more output. As a result, whatever be the price level due to the change in aggregate demand, there will be no change in aggregate level of real GDP, and that is why our aggregate supply curve in classical is vertical line. Now moving on to the next part, that is Keynesian model supply curve. Now as in the diagram you can see that in the Keynesian economics, our aggregate supply curve is horizontal for a certain range, then there is this slightly upward sloping corner, after which it is again vertical. So this is the short run. This is, let's say, medium run, means somewhere in between short run and long run, and ultimately this is LRAs, that is the long run part. So why is it like this, and what is the logic behind it, right? So in the short run, as I said, Keynesian economist or Keynes world is believer of price and wage rigidity. That means whatever be the price level, they will not try to decrease the price or the wage rate. So what happens in the short run is, since there is high unemployment of resources, that means there is scope of employment, that means there are more labor and resources to be employed, which means even a slightest advertisement by any company will attract job seekers. For that, they will not have to change their wage rate, as a result cost of production, and as a result price of the economy. So in the short run, what is happening, since there is high unemployment, suppose a firm is giving a mere advertisement and attract job seekers without change in wage rate. As a result, no change in cost of production. As a result, no change in price levels. Price level remains P1, whatever be the output production in the short run. As a result, in the short run, when the high unemployment resource is there, according to the Keynesian economics, the supply curve will look like horizontal. But after a certain point, reaching certain point of employment, say Y1, so between Y1 and YF, so I'm talking about this region, Y1 and YF, what happens here? Now slowly, the employment level is unemployment level is falling, means most of them have been employed. So now, in order to attract job seekers, you have to show that the wage rate has increased, so you can come and apply for the job. Now with regards to the wage rate, that yes, I'm going to be paid more, then only the job will be attractive to me and I will go and apply for the job. So in this region where there is low unemployment of resources, in order to employ them, what is happening? So in this region, what is happening is, so you, in order to attract new employment, wage rate will increase. As wage rate increases, cost of production will increase. As a result, price will increase. So price will increase and definitely output is also increasing. So there is this positive relation between price and Y, as shown by the upward sloping part of this AS curve, this corner, right? This one. Now, after reaching the full employment level, that is your YF level, now the firm will not try to increase its production, because that will require increase in further wage rate, as a result more inflation. Now the firm is not willing to increase the wage rate, as a result cost of production, and tries to maximize production with whatever inputs they have without increasing any further production, and thereby staying at YF. As a result, full employment of resources and the average cost will be vertical in that area. So this is the shape of aggregate supply curve according to Keynesian economics. I hope this is clear for all of you.